What's up, YouTube? My name is Zach, and this is round 5 of the Titanium series, our May challenge. This tournament is a $1,000 prize pool tournament. Paid to the top 8. We have 40 players here today, so we're paying $1,000 distributed among them. The winner of this tournament receives not only $400 cash, but a one-round bye to our $10,000 prize pool tournament in October. That's right, we're running a 10K in Worcester. That's October 20th, and the winner of this event will receive a one-round bye. Playing for that bye here, today, this match, right now, we have on your left, on your left, yep, right there, on top, using the nice playmat that he painted himself, Gordo. He's playing blue-green Infect like he always does. I believe he just cycled some silly card, and now he's going to try and deploy an Infect creature. He is playing against not Dean Champagne, but his competitor, whose name has escaped me. There he is, getting the deck list right now. Head Judge Matt Stone getting the deck list for me right now. And we will update that name as soon as possible for you. So here we go. Dark Confidant reveals a hand of Might of Old Krosa, Rancor, Mutagenic, Rancor, Peak, to go along with his Inkmoth Nexus. So no Infect creature, but does have the Infect land. The Inkmoth Nexus. Peak is taken. Does not want to let Gordo see what's going on. Confidant in for 2. Gordo drops to 15. Gordo Callanan always playing Infect. Always, always, always. Since the very first Titanium Plus event, the very first Titanium Challenge event way back in January of 2017. That's right, this tournament series has been around for more than a year. He's played it then. He plays it now. And I'm sure when I get the deck list, I'll be able to confirm that Troll Aesthetic is in the sideboard for him, as he always does. Unfortunately, though, for him, he's playing against Jund. And Jund, gotta be a tough matchup for Infect. Jund trying to play Ultra Fair, all the creature kill. And Dark Confidant and a handful of removal spells. Very, very good against Infect. Confidant in for 2. Gordo will take that. Go down to 13. Liliana ticks up and saying go, turn back to Gordo. Will he go for it? Will he go for it? Now we can see his opponent's hand. We know that there's no one-mana removal spell. But does Gordo? Oh, never mind. The Fatal Push was hiding. Oh, brutal. I didn't even see that kill spell. Was hiding oh so well. Fatal Push, the enemy of Inkmoth Nexus, same as it ever was. Incredible that they printed this Aether Revolt card that can kill manlands. Incredible that they printed a 1-mana spell that can take care of Celestial Colonnade. Can take care of Inkmoth Nexus Treetop Village. No real restrictions on Fatal Push. Yeah, it can't kill a 5-drop. Oh well. Not too many 5-drops in Modern. Judge Matt Stone dropping off the deck list for me. Appreciate that, my friend. And we can finally update the name of his opponent, Gordo's opponent, Michael Tomson. So Mike Tomson attributes the Jund deck design to Reed Duke. Anyways, getting back in the game. Dark Confidant has been on the board a really long time. Couple turns, couple activations. Inkmoth Nexus takes some loyalty off the Liliana, but is promptly lightning bolted. This game is not going Gordo's way at all. Gordo, quite an artist. You see from the playmat there, that is his passion. I don't think he does that for to provide himself an income, because that's pretty damn hard to do. Do something in the arts for income, but it is his hobby. He does love to do it. So I make the exception for no one. I make everyone use the Titanium Series playmats when they're in the feature match. I do make just the one exception for my friend Gordo there. Find him on Facebook if you'd like to purchase some art for him. From him, rather. He does good work. He posts it all the time. Easily accessible, findable on Facebook. Abrupt Decay from the Confidant. Yeah, it drops Mike to 12. Well, up to 13, actually. But that's not going to matter. Life total, not going to matter at all at this stage of the game. It is poison or nothing for Gordo. Abrupt Decay, of course, says non-land. That will not be able to take out Inkmoth Nexus. Godless Shrine, Scavenging Ooze, unable to take out Inkmoth Nexus as well. Liliana pluses. Rancor discarded for Gordo. Looks like Mike is still thinking about it. Does have the Godless Shrine in his deck. I just noticed this. This is only for Lingering Souls in the sideboard, so it's solely for the splash of the board card Lingering Souls, a beast against decks with this card, etc. What did Mike discard to his own Liliana? Not sure. They might have missed that. I was looking down at the deck list. It didn't look like anything was discarded. Certainly didn't matter that game. I think everyone realized that didn't matter. Usually when people make a mistake like that, it's just because something doesn't matter, right? Like it's because, they don't write down the life total change because it's just so irrelevant. They don't discard a card to their own Liliana because it just doesn't matter. Because there's just no way Mike was going to lose that game. Still, got to watch out for it. And sometimes there are malicious people out there who try and sneak these things, but that obviously wasn't one. If it even happened, I was looking at the deck list, like I said. We go to sideboards. Let's see here. Mike Tomson. Has some cards. He could board in the Ancient Grudge if he's particularly worried about the Nexus. Definitely going to be boarding in Grim Lavamancer. Only one, though. So one Grim certainly coming in. Ancient Grudge, perhaps. Lingering Souls is okay, right? It's good against Might of Old Krosa. It's good against Mutagenic Growth. Not good against Rancor. Not good against Stinkmoth Nexus. Good against the Ground Pounders. Good against the Glistener. Not good against Blighted Agent. So they'll probably come in, just because he's not going to want the Scavenge Ooze. He might not want the Blood Braid. He can trim on Liliana. The Sorcery Speed Dreadbore, pretty terrible. Sorcery Speed Maelstrom Pulse, not great. Definitely wants to operate at instant speed against Gordo's deck. Gordo, on the other hand, like we discussed earlier, Troll Ascetic certainly coming in. Certainly coming in. That is a must-have. He sideboards them specifically for these matchups for Jund, Abzan, Blue-White. Matchups where the opponent's bringing in a Preponderance of Path, Condemn, Lightning Bolt, Fatal Push, stuff like this. Allows him another axis to work on. He can play something like 3 Trolls in 1 Thrun, 4 Trolls in 1 Thrun, 2 and 2. I don't know the exact split that he has. But it's a really good plan, and it's a big part of the reason why Gordo is so successful with this Infect deck. Has top-aided a lot of Titanium tournaments. Has won one. He qualified for the Titanium Finals this past year. By winning, I think, the November Titanium Challenge. You can check that out on YouTube on this very channel. I believe it was November. I was doing some commentary on that. It was fun to watch. A lot of people think Infect is not very competitive anymore. I actually just recommended to a friend of mine that he build it. He's looking to get into Modern. Looking for something fairly straightforward, but not like mindless, right? He doesn't want to be playing 8-whack. 8-whack's pretty simple. You look at your opener, you draw 1 card, and you just go. Right? In fact, there is some tension. You get to play cards like Peak, Slip Through Space. You get to look at 1 open mana and think, do I go for it? You get to sideboard in Troll Ascetic. That's just sweet. Excuse me while I take a drink of my coffee, everybody. 3:30, and it's still hot. Shout out to double-walled thermoses. So Pendelhaven Noble. Lightning Bolt takes out the Noble. Gordo is denied his mana creature, one of the best cards in the Infect deck. A great turn 1. Thoughtseize from Mike takes out Invisible Stalker from Gordo. showing a hand of Rancor, Slaughterhorn, Apostle's Blessing, Spell Pierce. So not a lot going on. Gordo would love to draw an Inkmoth Nexus. Would love to draw Glistener. Love to draw a Blighted Agent. A creature. Daddy needs a creature. It looks like he might have found one because that's an untapped breeding pool. Oh, and it's Slaughterhorn. That is really awkward. Now, viewer, dear viewer, loyal viewer, valued viewer, you know I got to hit you with the spiel, right? You know I got to say to you, hey, if you enjoyed this, like us on Facebook, TJ Titanium Series. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, TJ Titanium Series. Please. We need it. This is how YouTube knows, this is how Facebook knows that we're becoming more popular. It's not enough to just come to our tournament. It's not enough to just watch the video. It's nice, we really appreciate these things, but you got to support your local business. You got to make sure that you do as much as you can to help us out. That is, of course, if you like your tournament series. If you're a competitor, if you're some store that's trying to start your own tournament series, yeah, give it a thumbs down. But otherwise, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, do something. Please let YouTube know. So Scoos from Mike. Dryad Arbor with a Rancor on it from Gordo. Scoos can go up to a 4/4. So not sure if Gordo can really attack here. Although there's Noble. 4 Power Dryad Arbor coming in towards Mike. Looks like Mike does decide to trade. He will need to get a green source if he wants to exile. This will have to be another Overgrown Tomb. So down to 14 goes Mike, but he'll be going up to 16. Just to exile these creatures trade. We'll see if Gordo has a pump spell to save his Dryad Arbor. It would have to be a Groundswell, I want to say. Or the Apostle's Blessing that we knew about. There it is. That'll give pro green. Exalted Trigger takes out Scoos. And Gordo has the advantage for the time being. Liliana, not going to be that impressive right now. As good of a card as it usually is, it's just gonna eat one of Gordo's creatures. He decides on Dryad Arbor. Scoos into play. So 2 excellent card advantage rares for Mike Tomson. Might be outclassed by a lowly 0-1 with a Rancor on it. Urza's Legacy Common. Doing some work here. Very powerful card. Ooh, Blighted Agent. That is a good draw. So now, Noble Hierarch, kind of a liability for Mike. Right? He doesn't want to kill that Noble Hierarch, because otherwise the Rancor just goes right onto the Blighted Agent. Both players empty-handed. Peek, okay. Now our question is, does Gordo go for the Liliana, or does he go for Mike? He decides on Liliana. He says, okay, with Exalted on the stack, I'll Pendelhaven my Blighted, take that Liliana down to 1. Mike gains some life, goes up to 18. Liliana down to that 1 counter. It looks like Mike. Boom, terminate. Wow, what a draw. Great draw. Great draw from Mike. Now, this Noble Hierarch cannot attack through Scavenging Ooze. And Liliana going to rule the board. Planeswalker on an empty board. We've all seen this before. Gordo drew a Pendelhaven this turn. Really bad draw. Liliana ticks up. Scavenging Ooze comes in. Gordo drops to 10. So 2 hits away is Gordo Callanan. He desperately needs an Infector. Slip through space. Makes Noble unblockable this turn. Draws Gordo a card. Let's see what it is. Gordo can take out the Lily, but doesn't matter. Is the Scavenging Ooze just going to kill him? It's a 5/5 Scooze. It's huge. Scooze takes out some cards from the graveyard at a really odd step. And then Liliana goes to the bin. Creature land drawn. Gordo takes 5. He's at 5. He has 1 draw step left to him. Mike on the verge winning this match. Potentially earning his spot in the top 8. Let's see what Gordo draws. Needs to be something good. Troll Ascetic would be good. Inkmoth Nexus would maybe be good. But it doesn't look like he's drawn either of those. Noble blocks. Vines gets kicked. Okay. So looking to trade with the Scooze. Noble Hierarch has 5 toughness. Scavenging Ooze has 5 power. They should trade. And Mike could have played this game a little tighter. In previous turns, he could have used Scooze to eat his own Scooze, dealing 1 more point of damage. If he had, Gordo would be dead right now. instead of just dropping to 1. Still super favored is Mike Tomson, but super favored versus auto win are two very different things. No, it doesn't end up mattering. Handshake. Mike Tomson takes the match, earns himself a spot in the top 8. Very nice. Gordo Callanan, not out of this tournament, though. It was an awkward number. Just barely over the limit for 5 rounds. So 1 or 2 4-2s have the potential to make it into top 8. So Gordo, not out. Certainly not dead. Definitely should stay in to play the last round. He got his toughest matchup out of the way, Jund, with its lightning bolts, discard spells, fatal pushes. Looks like Gordo brought in Troll, Paths, Invisible. So it looks like nowadays he likes the Invisible Stalker more than he likes the Troll. That's pretty interesting. Invisible Stalker's so vulnerable to Lightning Bolt. Huh. I'll have to ask Gordo about that, especially if he top 8s. Definitely get him in here for an interview. So everyone, thanks for watching this round 5 feature. We got the last round of Swiss next in the playlist. So keep watching if you want to see that. If you want to skip ahead to the finals, I wouldn't blame you either. That's cool. But whatever you do, give us a like, a subscribe, like I was saying before. We need it. Independent local tournament series. Trying to give as much money back to the players as possible. Do this without breaking the bank, too. You know, it's hard to run a tournament series. It's hard to start it. So please do. Thanks for watching. Here comes round 6.